Okay, so I had a friend who was just taking up wet shaving and told me that he's having a hard time building a lather. And I remember that's actually a challenge that I had very early on, and ended up going back to meet with my brother and have him show me again what he had already shown me once, which is how to build a lather. To start with, one of the things that I really like to do is when I get in the shower, I fill the sink with hot water and fill the mug with, I think this is an old soup cup. You're supposed to hold here and eat your soup, but I like to hold it just like that to make my lather. So I put the mug and the brush in the hot water in the sink. That heats the mug up. The ceramic stays warm. It's warm in my hand now, and so then your lather is warm. Just a little added bonus. But the mug is also full of water. So I'm going to show you this twice. I just dumped the water out. This is a boar brush, so it's a natural fiber, and you can see it really holds the moisture well. You can see water still coming off of there. So what I'll do is I'll dump it, and then I'll flick the brush twice about. I don't know if you can tell, but that brush still has quite a bit of moisture in it. I really like the natural brush, the natural fibers, whether it's boar or badger. I actually like my cheap boar brush better than my nice synthetic brush because it holds the moisture better. So you don't flick it completely dry. You keep some water in it, and then you take your soap, and you see that it's starting to really, it doesn't take much to start building some foam. You really want to have all this foam, and it's falling off into the sink now. But what you want to do is catch all that in your mug. This is called loading the brush, or packing the brush. I forget which. I'll call it loading the brush. Okay, so we've got, and then I'll take my finger and go around the inside and just brush that. Wipe that off my finger into the mug, and maybe around the outside too, depending on how neat and tidy I want to be. So we end up with about like that in the mug. Try to get it to where the light will let you actually see. That's kind of tough, isn't it? There you go. Anyway, and the brush has quite a bit in it too. Now this is a lot of lather, but it's not whipped up yet. It's not lathered up yet. So I'm going to kind of push all this off the edge, and then I like to hold my mug like this, and then it's kind of just like whipping eggs, and it's a round but kind of a down motion too. This spreads the bristles and aerates the soap. You can hear that working. This is one of the fun parts of shaving. Just sit here and build up that lather. And it doesn't take long at all. And I kind of like a nice deep mug, just because I get it all over the place. But see, and it is just like egg whites. You know it's done when it holds a peak like that. When you can peek it. Okay, and that brush has tons of lather all over it, top to bottom. And that mug, it's all kind of up on the sides, but you can push that back down. Back down in. You've got plenty, that is plenty of lather for a shave. And that's it. I think the key is do not be shy about loading the brush. You know, I mean, soap isn't the cheapest thing in the world, but you know, you're not doing this because you're looking to save money or anything like that. You're doing it for the experience. Now the second one, I also had a little synthetic brush soaking as well. Let's see if we can focus on that. This one, I only give it one shake because it's a synthetic fiber. It's probably nylon or something, I don't know. So it's not going to hold the moisture as well. It's just going to let the moisture go. So I only give it one shake, and I find the synthetics are a little more difficult. It's either too dry or it's too wet. It's never just right like the natural hair is, but it is again the same. And you can see this one, it's real wet. It's just coming right out. It really is kind of better to go too dry instead of too wet because it's easy to just add. Get that down in my bowl. But it's the same concept. If you're too wet like this, just keep going. Just keep going on the soap. All that means is that you need to get more soap to counter out too much water. If you're too dry, then what I like to do is, if you've got water in the sink, just dip your fingers in the sink and flick off, you know, a few drops into the bowl. It doesn't take a whole lot. Don't cup or anything like that. Just and don't, you know, grab water. Don't try to trap water in your fingers. Just dip your fingers in and flick the water off into the bowl, and that'll get it wetter. The challenge with too dry is that really all you can do is just get more soap. Load the brush more. Now this bowl is a little shallower. Same thing though. I mean, the shaving mug doesn't have to be fancy. Every mug I use, I bought at the thrift shop. I go fishing through thrift shops periodically, just looking for something that looks like I might enjoy it. Looks like it might be fun to use. Let's see that. Again, didn't take very much time at all. And we've got a nice thick lather. And as you get more into shaving, you'll learn what you like. Some people like it wetter, some people like it thicker, and I don't want to say drier, but thicker. Let's see, that is going to be enough for a full shave again. And as you're shaving, if you find that it's gotten too dry, again, just do the finger trick. Either water out of the sink or turn the tap on and get a little bit on your fingers and just flick some drops of water in. So that's it. That is building a lather 101.